Hi everyone, in this video I would like to give a brief explanation about what is morphology and the scope of this study. Morphology is the branch of linguistics that studies the structure of words. In English and many other languages, many words can be broken down into parts. For example, unhappiness, horses, horse, and walking, walk, and on carries a negative meaning. Ness expresses a state of quality, and then us expresses plurality. Ing conveys a sense of alteration. A word like yes, however, has no internal grammatical structure. We can analyze the sounds, but none of them has any meaning in isolation. The smallest unit which has a meaning or grammatical function that words can be broken down into are known as morphemes. So to be clear, "an" is a morpheme. "Yes" is also a morpheme, but also happens to be a word. There are several important distinctions that must be made when it comes to morphemes. First, free versus bound morphemes. Free morphemes are morphemes which can stand alone. We have already seen the example of yes. Some morphemes never exist as words themselves, but are always attached to some other morpheme. We have already seen the example of "an". When we identify the number and types of morphemes that a given word consists of, we are looking at what is referred to as the structure of a word. Every word has at least one free morpheme, which is referred to as the root, stem, or base. We can further divide bound morphemes into three categories: prefix, suffix, and infix. The general term for all three is affix. And then the next is derivational versus inflectional morphemes. Derivational morphemes create or derive new words by changing the meaning or by changing the word class of the word. For example, happy, unhappy. Both words are adjectives, but the meaning changes. Quick, quickness. The affix changes both meaning and word class, adjective to a noun. In English, derivational morphemes can be either prefixes or suffixes. And then inflectional morphemes don't alter the meaning or word class of a word. Instead, they only refine and give extra grammatical information about the word's already existing meaning. For example, cat, walk. In English, inflectional morphemes are all prefixes. They change, since in other languages this is not true. There are only 8 inflectional morphemes in English. You just have to memorize them. 2 for nouns, 4 for verbs, 2 for adjectives. For nouns, is like plural, both chairs are broken. And then the next is means possessive. The chairs like is broken. And then verb is in the is indicate third person singular present. He waits, as opposed to first person, I wait, and second person, he waits. And then ed indicate past tense. He waited. En past participle. I had eaten. In present participle or progressive is waiting. And then for adjectives, are indicating comparative. For example, he was faster. Est for superlative, for example, he was the fastest. Inflectional morphemes are required by syntax, that is, they indicate syntactic or semantic relations between different words in a sentence. For example, Nim loves bananas, but they love bananas. Derivational morphemes are different in that syntax does not require the presence of derivational morphemes. They do, however, indicate semantic relation within a word, that is, they change the meaning of the word. For example, kind, unkind, unkind, you're unkind, he's unkind, they're unkind. A morpheme is not equal to a syllable. Morpheme is not equal to a syllable. Codes has one syllable but two morphemes. Syllable has three syllables but only one morpheme. Types of word formation processes. One of the most productive ways to form new words is through affixation, which is forming new words by the combination of bound suffixes and premorphemes. There are three types of affixation. Prefixation, where an affix is placed before the base of the word. Suffixation, where an affix is placed after the base of the word. Infixation, where an affix is placed within a base. Also, blooming, Ludley, while English uses primarily prefixation and suffixation, many other languages use infix. In Tagalog, a language of the Philippines, for example, the infix is used for infinitive forms of verbs. Sulat, sumulat. Sulat means write. Sumulat means to write. Bili means buy. Bumili means to buy. Kuha means take. Kumuha means to take. A second word formation process is known as compounding, which is forming new words not from bound affixes but from two or more independent words. The words can be free morphemes, words derived by affixation, or even words formed by compounds themselves. For example, girlfriend, blackbird, textbook, air conditioner, looking glass, watchmaker. Compound words have different stress, as in the following examples. 1. The wool sweater gave the man a red neck. Second example, the redneck is the redneck in the park got drunk and started yelling. In compounds, the primary stress is on the first word only, while individual words in phrases have independent primary stress. Here are examples: blackbird, black bird, makeup, make up. The third word formation process is known as reduplication, which is forming new words either by doubling an entire morpheme, total reduplication, or part of morpheme, partial reduplication. English doesn't use this, but other languages make much more extensive use of reduplication. For the case, in Indonesian, for example, total reduplication is used to form plurals: rumah, house, rumah-rumah, houses, ibu, mother, ibu-ibu, mothers, lalat, fly, lalat-lalat, flies. A fourth type of word formation process is known as blending, where two words merge into each other, such as brunch, for breakfast and lunch, smoke from smoke and fog.